Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. My name is Wally and you're watching Wally Cooks Everything. Today I'm making Gong Chow Au Ho. In English, it's beef chow fun. Beef chow fun is another very easy and simple recipe to make. It's a classic Chinese Chinatown style of stir-fry noodle. First off is we have the hor fun. Well, in Thailand, this is called sen yai. Can't really find the thicker type of noodles. In Thailand, we have something called a pricy. Pretty similar to beef chow fun, except the noodle right here is a little bit thinner, but that's no big deal. And you can't really find a beef chow fun in Thailand, mainly because Thailand is still not really a beef eating type of country, but it's getting there. So this type of dish I miss a lot. I eat this a lot back in New York City, but it's very expensive. It's about $9 for an order. But making it here, it's cheaper. I mean, a packet of hor fun, these wide rice noodles, is about $1. The beef was, I bought a bunch, about a few pounds for maybe $3 or so. I mean, all this other stuff here, like the onions, a quarter onion, cup and a half of bean sprout, this Chinese chive, and all these other seasoning ingredients. It's, overall, if I can calculate how much this all costs, I would say probably maybe $1 to make. Right? So $1 compared to buying takeout beef chow fun. I'll cook it here any time of the day. Okay. So first things off is I have to marinate my beef. So I have about 150 grams of topside beef. Okay. So I'm gonna marinate this with 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Okay. And 2 teaspoons of Shaoxing wine. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and just a dash of ground white pepper, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. I started using baking soda to marinate my beef now because I noticed that it does make an actual difference. It's a great beef tenderizer. So I started using baking soda more for my marinades. And then I need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And again, for my viewers in the US, corn flour is cornstarch, same thing. So the corn flour is used to sort of help the beef maintain its moisture when it starts cooking in the hot wok. And then I'll add 2 tablespoons of water. And then just give the beef a good old-fashioned massage. So as I said, I can't find beef chow fun in Thailand. When I first came to Thailand, I saw something that looks similar, and it's called pad see ew. It's one of those street side foods that you'll find all throughout Thailand, and it's mostly cooked with pork, with some egg, some kale. So when I first came across pad see ew in Thailand, I thought, hey, I recognize that. But that's because a lot of Thai food has a lot of Southern Chinese influence in their cooking. And you want to mix just for a few minutes. After the beef is thoroughly combined with all the ingredients, then we add just 1 tablespoon of cooking oil and just give it one more final mix before leaving it in the fridge for a 5-minute marinade. I'm leaving it 5 minutes because this is just a very small portion of beef, because this dish here that I'm making, it's about the size of 1 beef chow fun takeaway. Let's say if you're ordering from a restaurant in New York City or whatever. So this would be actually not the total amount, because there will be less beef in New York City. If you order a beef chow fun in New York City, there will be less beef. But of course, when you're home, you can add as much as you want. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Okay, so now that the beef is marinating in the fridge for 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the ingredients. These are rice noodles. They're flat, wide rice noodles. In Chinese, we call it hor fun. When you buy it, it's sort of stacked on top of each other. So you just got to use your hands. It's just sort of separated. Better to do it this way than do it when you're cooking inside a wok, because you don't want to break the strands of noodles too much. So we also have a cup and a half of bean sprouts and just a quarter onion. All right, once I'm almost finished cooking these, I'm going to add the sauce, and the sauce is very simple. Here I have 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of dark, and then 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. So this is the sauce that will darken the hor fun noodles to give it that real classic hor fun look, the beef chow fun look. And 2 stems of Chinese chives. I'm gonna cut these up later, okay? All right, a quick note about cooking beef chow fun. You notice that in the restaurants that you buy from, those Chinese restaurants, it's got this smoky char flavor to it. That's because in those Chinese restaurants, they use a really high powered flame to heat up the wok so that when they cook all the stuff together, it cooks fast, it cooks delicious, and there's a nice smoky charred flavor. And you might notice that when you try doing this at home and you're wondering, hey, you know, it's not the same. You know, I can't get that nice charred flavor. That's because at your home, it's possible that your heat doesn't go high enough or hot enough, because the ones in the restaurants, crazy. They spit out like flames. It's like they have a baby dragon hidden under their stove. I mean, it's so powerful that it could be like a jet engine. You know, you put it behind a jet and it'll just like fly up to Mars or whatever. So the key to cooking a really good, a very tasty beef chow fun is that you have to use as high as a heat as possible. If you can't, don't worry, it's not a big deal, but it's really ideal to use high flame, because in Chinese we have something called wok hei. Literally translated, it means breath of a wok. And as I mentioned, breath of a wok hei, is achieved by using a high amount of heat to cook the ingredients inside the wok. And fortunately for me, I have a pretty high-powered stove right here. It's a pretty wide stove, and it spits out a lot of fire, high heat. You can see it says a built-in gas cooker, and rated gas pressure is 2,800 PA. What that means, I don't know. But when I see the fire that comes out of this, it's pretty awesome. And it's powered by one of these little propane tank thingies, you know. And these type of propane tanks, they're basically what's used in virtually all households for families to cook, because in Thailand there's no underground gas pipes at all. Okay, so my beef is ready, so I'm gonna start cooking the beef first. Right now I have my wok set at medium-high heat. So before I mentioned about wok hei, I'm not gonna use high heat right now. I'm gonna use high heat when I start cooking the hor fun noodles. So my wok is nice and hot. Start putting the beef. I can smell the Shaoxing wine, the soy sauce. All right, so right now, just gonna leave the beef there and let it sear for a little bit. I'm not looking to completely cook the beef now. I'm just gonna cook it until about medium rare. Okay, so I have a medium rare now, so I'm just gonna turn off the flame and just set my beef aside. So the reason why you don't want to cook your beef in the pan the whole time is because then your beef will become too dry. Okay, there's the beef slices, look great, huh? Aside, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of oil, and I'm gonna put the heat on high. I'm gonna heat up the pan, then I'm gonna start adding my hor fun. So when I mentioned about wok hei, right? What I'm looking for is, I'm looking for these noodles to shrink a little bit and then have a slight char. Not all the noodles completely have a char, but just some of it. Because when it gets too hot, because when there's too much char, that just means that it's burning, right? So you just want a little bit of a char. So I gotta keep moving it so that it doesn't burn. And you see that char there? There. Can you see that slight brown? That's the char I'm looking for. I'm gonna let it go some more. Try not to break up the noodles. Then I'm going to add my onions. And my bean sprouts. I'm gonna throw in my sauce. And my beef. And mix so that the sauces are combined and adhere to the noodles, as well as the beef and the onions and the bean sprouts. Check that out. Looks great, huh? Wow, this really looks like the beef chow fun you find at a restaurant in Chinatown, New York City. And then I'll put in my Chinese chives. All right, and that's it. See, the Chinese chives have wilted. It smells amazing here. And the noodles have absorbed the seasoning very well. And that's it. Time to plate. And now to plate this delicious beef chow fun. Whoa, this smells so awesome. I think I added more beef than I really needed, but it's up to you to knock it back down if you want. But if you're a beef lover like me, I think you'll be a very happy person. It's like having a steak inside this beef ball fun. And there you go, beef chow fun. Very easy to make. Okay, so normally when I'm cooking, I always taste as I go, but because I made this recipe so many times, I know exactly how much seasoning I need, because I know it's always fantastic. Some noodles. Excellent. Okay, so as you can see, this is a very easy dish to make. So if you have a chance to make it at home, you should, because I know beef chow fun in New York City, it's maybe about $10 now for a takeaway order. I'm not saying don't support restaurants, but I'm just saying if you're like me in a place where you can't really find beef chow fun, as you can see, this beef chow fun is so easy to make, so why not make it at home, right? Okay everyone, so thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, you can subscribe to my channel. If you like this video and think that it's very helpful, hit the like button, and then also hit the bell notification button to be notified for any future videos, cooking videos that I have coming up. It certainly has been a lot of fun making this and showing you how to make it. So please join me again next time, okay? Take care, bye.